At the moment, I'm working in DRC Congo. That is in Central Africa, and I'm involved in stabilization projects over the eastern part of DRC, where we have had an ongoing conflict for the last 20 years, and I work with directly in contact with local populations which have been facing this crisis for the last years. A usual day starts around 6. You can wake up in the morning, exercise a little bit, and then go to the office from 8 sharp till 5 in the evening. And depending on information coming from the field, we might leave the office, go to collect information about incidences of human rights abuses and violations, and try to trace the cases. I'm calling the cases, but I'm talking about real human beings who have been victims of various human rights abuses. It can start from illegal imprisonment to rape. It depends on incidences. So we do the paperwork, and then we'll try to meet with the victims and talk with them according on base of information we are receiving. Try to advise them on how to look forward. They might be in need of medical assistance, legal advice and assistance, and so forth and so on. And when we are back at the office, we do some paperwork in terms of putting down all the findings on the field, and have something ready to be put in our database for the other member of the team who are supposed to deal with information and data management. Mm-hmm. That's the typical day on the field. We work mostly for women and children affected by conflict in the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo. So this is the core group of people our activities target, but the kind of work we do in terms of advocacy touches the larger community, because changes we pursue when we are doing advocacy for the respect of human rights or the fight against impunity within the armed forces is something which is helpful to the larger community. But in terms of prioritizing, we prioritize women and children who have been affected by the conflict. Since I left university, I've been working as a humanitarian because I happened to go out of university at the time where the crisis was at its peak, I think, and there was not many civil servants job available, or I didn't want to go into business or get myself involved in militias or any rebel groups. So for me, doing humanitarian assistance kind of work was where I could have a leverage and contribute to bring about change and relief to affected communities. So that's the path I chose at that time, and to now I'm still proud of making it, because it's something which is really rewarding, and it gives a lot of sense to how I see myself and what is life actually, because to me life is not about making tons of money, just partying, traveling, so that's it. And many things, but to sum up, I'll say that the smile you see on the face of a kid or a woman who is relearning actually to smile after going through hurdles and many hardships following rape or different other human rights abuses is really something which makes you wake up the next morning and you go again at work despite all problems or difficulties you might be facing. Yeah. The last one is about a small girl called Rebecca who is 5 years old, and Rebecca was stolen actually. There is a ring of suspicious characters in the region where I work who are involved in stealing children and go sell them either to women who cannot have children or for any other bizarre motives. And Rebecca was stolen. We were alerted by her family and local activists we have in the area. We made this trip to the remote area where she was living with her parents. We collected information and then went to see the police and the army. And from our working relationship with them, we get them involved, and they deployed around 40 policemen and military guys who went about and set control check on the road. And that was around 10 in the morning, and by chance by 5 p.m. One woman who was working with that ring of kidnappers was arrested. She was boarding a bus leading to the city, which is Bukavu, and Rebecca could be reunited again with her family. So there was a lot of emotion within her family. Her mom was crying, herself was so happy to be reunited with her family that when I think of it, it gives meaning to the kind of things I'm doing right now. No, I think we are involved in a fieldwork job where academia doesn't have really its place, but the kind of job we do is informed by best practices, and it's much of practice than philosophical considerations and theories and paradigms. But what we do is to really make sure we have good listening skills on the ground, because it helps us to gain a better understanding of what is going on the ground, because the security situation is volatile and it's changed from a moment to another and very quickly. So we have developed kind of radars out of the office, within the office, to make sure we seize every detail which might be meaningful to our work. And then when we go talk to beneficiaries or who have been victims of different abuses, we make sure we get really what they are talking about, and sometimes what is not even what has not been said, because people are sometimes in such a situation that they don't really say some things because they are ashamed, because they fear to be targeted again by the police and so on. So listening skills, it's something which is at the center of what we are doing, and then we give advice and directions to people according to their needs. From what they tell us, we suggest them either to look for help and assistance treatment accordingly, and just some other times you just sit down and be there for them and try to be supportive so they don't lose hope and start thinking about let's say running or committing suicide and stuff like that. So these are the core things around everything else we are doing. Yeah. To me, this is absence of fear. Fear about being able to sleep at night in your own home without someone being able to sneak in or wake you up in the middle of the night and take you in a place you don't know for a reason you don't understand. Fear is about having hope into tomorrow, into the overall political and social environment around you, and this is not all the wordings people talk about in these big meetings and conferences. So if you can sleep in your own home and be sure that nothing will wake you up in the middle of the night and make you run into the forest, if you can be sure of having one hot meal a day and that your kids will go to school, that's peace for me. I laugh a lot, and despite the hurdles of working in the field in such situation, I think I'm very happy with my life, the person I am, because I tend to put things in perspective. I know that this is not an ideal situation, but nevertheless it's my reality. It's the reality in the part of the world where I live, where I work, and refusing to confront it will not make it disappear. So I take care of myself, I exercise, I listen to music, I sit down with my friend, and once or twice a week we overeat, watch movies, and then the next morning we are ready for another round. Yeah. To all human beings, I'd like to say that building a sustainable peace is something which requires all our attention. You might live in Europe, big city, posh life, far from all the things going on in Africa or in other parts of the world, but I think we share the responsibility to bring peace to the world. Don't say it's their business, or I don't care. I'm not concerned because my government is making sure that I have everything at home. I think we have to take the courage to go out there and make sure the neighbors on other continents and all over the world there is peace. This should not be a luxury for people living in Europe or America. Everybody on earth deserves to experience peace and live in peace in his hometown, in his country. So as world citizens, we have responsibility towards building sustainable peace for the world.